And I will say I have never been more nervous about a message in my life. So I recorded the sermon, the vlog style sermon yesterday, and now I'm waiting for it to premiere. Genevieve and I had a moment in the bedroom a little while ago, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm feeling at the moment. A little bit of me wants to hit cancel in the next 11 minutes to make sure that this doesn't premiere. Because I would venture to say I am the only pastor in the world doing something like this. I mean, I hope that's not true, but that's the way I feel in this very moment. The only one that is presenting a sermon in this fashion. Hopefully it works. And if not, we're going down in a blaze of glory. Oh, the good thing is that you guys are getting all of this and these ramblings and these thoughts 10 minutes before it even goes live. So I have gotten no feedback on this, like zero feedback. Nobody has seen the finished product. Not even my wife has seen the finished product. I'm nervous. And I love that out of the New Living Translation, because in verse 12 it says, I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it's with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little. He's talking about he has discovered the secret in every situation. And I'm just going to jump straight to the point here for you guys. We're not even going to beat around the bush. I'm going to give it to you right now. Here's the main idea. Here's the point that I want you to take from this message. It's that Christ's strength is the secret to satisfaction in every situation. The Apostle Paul is saying, I have learned how to be content. He's saying, I know how to be content because Christ will give me the strength. So, yeah, after the sermon, feeling a little bit better. I enjoy it. Let me put it that way. I enjoy it. I think it was great. I probably think too much about what other people think. You know, there's often times that I say, I just don't care. If people don't like it, I don't care. This is one of the moments that I am so far removed from what the normal way of presenting a message online is that I start to care. Because it's one of those where if you look around and you're the only one doing something, you might be doing it the wrong way. That's kind of the internal feeling. I don't think I am, because really we're not talking about the message. The message is the same. It's the same message I would preach if I was standing behind a pulpit. It's the method in which I preach the message that is different. And if all we're talking about is the methodology, what's the big deal? All right, I got to get out of here. I got to get some stuff done. Yes, that's right. Social distancing. I cannot be contained. Actually, I'm going to head over to my grandma's today. It is my wife's birthday tomorrow, and she actually loves potato soup, and my grandma makes some amazing potato soup, and grandma made her some potato soup, but because of this quarantine, she can't get it unless I go fetch it and deliver it. Oh, and I also sold my Canon M50. It's a good day because it's going to another pastor, his church, so that hopefully they can kind of step up their production quality and really try to leverage a little bit more of online video. So I'm excited to see what they're doing. Shout out to Pastor Dean. Oh, and one of the other things that happened this morning was we had a Value with Video. That's Trey Van Camp's group that he's got going on. So there was a call in there with Alejandro Reyes, and he was trying to give some advice and some tips on, like ads and type of things that pastors could be doing, which gave me like this unlock when it comes to how we're doing church this Sunday.
We did message and we did worship at the end, because we saw analytics. We saw people were only watching 19. We saw people watching 19 minutes, And so like I wanted them to see pastor's message first and then worship at the end.
This should be fun. It's not just about that. Yep. Let's just shut it behind me. All right, see you later. Have a good night. Okay, don't tell anybody, but I'm buying a MacBook. I have been so anti-Mac for the longest time. Not that I think Mac is bad. It's just Mac can be very limiting on what they allow you to do, and I like to be able to do absolutely everything and anything. However, for my live streaming purposes, I need simple. And Mac has the solution. Actually, it's not even Mac that has the solution. Ecamm Live has the solution for my streaming, but they only operate on Mac, so Mac only wins because of Ecamm Live. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so I got this guy. I think we're ready to go home. Hopefully that does the trick, and if not, this was a really big investment that didn't quite pay off. Yeah, so that's not good at all. I just got an email from Walmart, and I had ordered a CamLink 4K, which is what I use to connect my Sony camera into my computer for the live streams. I ordered one last week when they still had plenty in stock. I even checked the following day, and there was still plenty in stock. Now there's none in stock anywhere, and they just told me, 5 days later, that they canceled my order. This is not going to work. Dennis ordered one for his Canon, and his Canon doesn't need it. I wonder if he sent it back already. Hey, did you have a CamLink you didn't need? Man, I hope he's got one. Okay. Okay. Did you send it yet? I do. That's what I needed. That is exactly what I needed to come through on a day like this. I could go 1 week without my live stream. Going 2 would have been a problem. I've got another Elgato I could have made work, but fortunately I don't have to. This is going to be much easier. I'm looking for easy. Thus why I bought the MacBook. So hopefully this whole setup will work. I don't know if it's going to be able to make it to me by Thursday or not. Dennis coming in clutch. I love you, man. Thank you so much. You are a channel saver. Anywho, it's late. I gotta get going. I need to get some sleep. You guys have a good night or day or afternoon or whenever you're watching this. It's night for me, so I'm going to bed. See ya. This is one of those things where I typically feel like a bad husband on birthdays as is. I feel like a bad dad on birthdays, although I've got my wife to help make up for it. But when it comes to the quarantine status, I have even less ideas. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. I know I've got to get some work done. I'm hoping that God, please give me some inspiration. I don't know what to do. Hopefully I can think of something. Otherwise, husband fail. Epic husband fail. Alright, so I just got off of a Zoom call with my good friend Henry. We were talking about, digital ministry and what we're all doing through this, and really how he and I both can be of better help and better service to other churches and other ministries. How can we take the knowledge that we've accumulated in this arena to help other churches, other pastors, other ministers and ministries, and really be a blessing to them and the kingdom of God? That's, I think, what's on our heart, and we're trying to figure that out. So it takes some strategy. It takes some thinking about things like this. So that's what it was. Hello? Yeah, I should be able to do that. I'm in between things right now, so if we can leave here in just a few minutes, that'd be great. So Mom's got to make a run to the landfill. I'm going to go help her do that, and then I got to figure out how to use a MacBook. Okay, so first try, first real attempt trying to do anything on the MacBook. It's not horrible. I tried to use my phone using Elgato's Stream Deck Mobile. Just wanted to see how well that would work, because the one thing I don't necessarily like about laptops in general is the fact that it doesn't have a 10 keypad. So I'll definitely need some type of a switcher to do that. I think temporarily this Stream Deck Mobile might work. I do kind of like physical buttons, so that way I can do it without thinking. My hands can kind of touch them and click on them. So I'm probably going to buy just a Stream Deck. So I'm glad it works. I'm going to mess around with this just a little bit more, try a few things out, and I won't really know the whole setup and how well it works until I get the CamLink for this thing, which shout out to my boy Dennis Poulette, who actually got me the hookup.
In this box, there's something extremely valuable right now. You cannot find it anywhere on the internet. Every place is sold out. I happen to have one I'm not using. I almost did not want to send this package to Joshua because he jumped ship from Canon to Sony, but because he went back to Mac, I figured that he's an okay guy.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. Anyways, back to work. Alright, so I just finished recording a 3-minute Thursday. I'm going to jump on here. I'm going to do a little bit of editing. Also trying to brainstorm some ideas on how to get things going for our church, some extra little content that I can create. Had a little conversation with Jared this morning. We weren't able to do the live stream. I was waiting to get my Elgato CamLink, which Dennis got me hooked up. CamLink in the house. So anyways, weren't able to do the stream. Jared and I were talking about what are some ways that we can add some extra value to our church, and really to have our church add extra value into the community. So we're kind of brainstorming some ideas. I have a couple. I just don't know if I'm going to have enough time to pull it off this week. Small church ministry. A lot of things to do, not enough time to do it all. And unfortunately, most of the ideas I have really kind of rely on my creativity, so kind of put myself in one of them situations. Anyways, that's what I got to get doing, so I got to, do the thing. So I'm starting to understand what my dogs feel like. You know, like when you let your dogs outside and they just sit in the front yard, just sitting in the grass, staring, watching nothing, just because they've been cooped up all the time. That's what this week feels like. Been cooped up, really just needing to get out, so that's what I did. I decided to get out. That's right. I decided to get out of my house, sit on my front step, and do nothing. That's all I'm gonna do, so I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so it's Saturday. I just put a final touches on the sermon to get it ready. I'm actually going to be heading into the other room so we can actually record this message. And again, just like last week, because of the quarantine, we're going to upload it to Facebook and YouTube and get it prepared, get it scheduled. I'm kind of enjoying this vlog format, especially for these sermons. It's different. I'm trying a few new things this week. Actually, this week what I'm trying to do is get straight to it. I want to get straight to the message because I believe it's a good message that people need to hear. I believe it's a message that God really has for our church. So I want to make sure that I get straight into the meat of it. And it's a different format when you're doing things online versus doing them in person. I really want this one to be a little bit more real, a little bit more raw, and so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change into my black shirt and my black hat so you don't see the sweat stains, but other than that, we're ready to go. I'm ready to preach this thing. I think we can actually find a lot of help if we look at the book of Job. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the book of Job at all. It's actually one of 5 books that we call the wisdom or the poetry books. It goes right in there with Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Songs of Song, or you might call it Songs of Solomon. And really all of those books are written in a poetic nature and they contain a lot of wisdom. So I don't care if you call it wisdom or poetry or woetry or posdom. whatever you want to call it. But it's this journey that he faces, it's the process that he goes along that I think can really give us some valuable insights when we find ourselves in uncertain situations. So I'm excited for this one. I had a fun time preparing this, putting it together, and then preaching it in that style. So it was really fun to do that. I'm excited to see what the feedback is going to be on this. And you know, honestly, I'm kind of excited. I know this has been like a rough week for a lot of people. I know it's even been a rough week for me, and I honestly have a feeling that it's probably going to get even more rough just because I'm on this high. I know something's gonna drop. I just know that that's the way it is. But yet I am choosing to worship God in this moment and not whine. I'm not gonna complain. I'm going to see this as a great opportunity for God to really use me in some unique ways and to help me grow. So that's what I'm gonna do. I figure, hey, we're called to worship, not whine, so I'm gonna do some worshiping. I'm gonna praise him because he's made me for such a time as this. All right, that's all I got for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed seeing a whole lot of this. And next week, you're probably gonna see more of this. Until then, I just want you all to stay blessed, enjoy God's best, and have a good day.